Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into something truly magical that happens at this special time of year. The winter solstice and the extraordinary energy that surrounds the days immediately following it, particularly around December 22nd as we find ourselves approaching the close of 2025. We've all noticed how the nights have been steadily growing longer, the air has turned noticeably crisper, and there's this subtle yet palpable sense of anticipation building. In the atmosphere, it's almost as if the entire world is collectively holding its breath, pausing in quiet expectation just before something profoundly beautiful begins to unfold anew. Let me take you through the basics of what makes this season so uniquely enchanting. The winter solstice, which this year falls precisely on December 21st, marks the shortest day and the longest night of the entire year in the Northern Hemisphere. This astronomical event occurs at the exact moment when the Earth's axial tilt positions us farthest away from the sun's direct rays, resulting in the peak of darkness that we've all been experiencing. But here's where the real wonder comes in. Immediately after that pivotal moment, everything begins to shift in the most hopeful way. The days start gradually getting longer again, bit by bit, minute by minute. By the time we reach December 22nd, we're already firmly on the path toward increasing light. And as if the universe planned it perfectly, this coincides with the peak of the Ursid meteor shower, which occurs on the night of the 21st. Stretching into the early hours of the 22nd, imagine streaks of light dramatically shooting across the vast night sky under nearly ideal dark conditions, interrupted only by a slim, delicate crescent moon that barely interferes with the viewing. It's as though nature itself is orchestrating a spectacular celestial show precisely when we're turning that important corner toward brighter, more illuminated times. Humanity has been celebrating this profound turning point for thousands upon thousands of years, and it's easy to understand why it fundamentally represents hope, renewal, and the promise of rebirth. Picture ancient communities from across the globe gathering together around roaring fires on the longest night, sharing age-old stories passed down through generations, and joyfully marking the triumphant return of the sun with elaborate feasts, sacred rituals, and communal ceremonies. In so many diverse cultures, this moment is deeply seen as a powerful time of rebirth, where the sun is symbolically coming back to life after reaching its absolute weakest point in the yearly cycle. For instance, in the rich Scandinavian traditions, people would select and burn enormous Yule logs, allowing them to smolder for days as a potent symbol of warmth, light, and the sun's strength, pushing back against the encroaching cold and darkness. In other ancient societies, such as Rome during the festival of Saturnalia, there were exuberant celebrations filled with unrestrained joy, feasting, gift-giving, and a temporary reversal of social norms to honor the shifting season and the unconquered sun. Even in our modern world, we can still see beautiful echoes of these timeless customs reflected in the ways we decorate our homes with lush evergreens that defy the winter chill. Light countless candles to pierce the gloom and purposefully come together with our loved ones to share warmth and connection. This sacred period around the solstice naturally invites each one of us to slow down, to pause amidst the constant motion of life, and to engage in meaningful reflection. In our fast-paced society, with all the hustle and demands of daily existence, it's all too easy to rush through the months and years without ever truly pausing to take stock. But these extended nights surrounding the solstice offer us a gentle, built-in opportunity from nature itself to turn inward, to contemplate, and to reconnect with our inner selves. So, I encourage you to ask yourself, what accomplishments from the past year fill you with a deep sense of pride. Perhaps you finally learned that new skill you've been wanting to master, or you strengthened an important relationship through effort and vulnerability. Or maybe you courageously overcame a significant personal challenge that once seemed insurmountable. Take a quiet moment right now to truly appreciate those victories. Big or small, they are yours, and they matter profoundly. And on the other side of that reflection, consider what you might like to consciously leave behind as we move forward. Are there old habits that no longer serve your growth or well-being? Perhaps lingering worries that unnecessarily weigh you down, or repetitive patterns of thought or behavior that you'd genuinely prefer not to carry into the news cycle. Acknowledging these things without judgment is the first step toward releasing them, creating space for something healthier and more aligned to emerge. One of the simplest yet most powerful ways to fully embrace this transformative energy is through quiet, intentional practices that ground us in the present. Imagine yourself in the evening, sitting comfortably by a window as the darkness settles outside, gazing up at the stars, if the sky happens to be clear and unobstructed. Or picture wrapping yourself in a cozy blanket with a steaming mug of your favorite warm drink, perhaps herbal tea, hot cocoa, or spiced cider, and simply allowing yourself to be still. Journaling during this time can be an incredibly potent tool for processing and manifesting. Try writing down 3 things you're deeply grateful for from the passing year, no matter how seemingly ordinary they might be. Then, shift to the future and jot down 3 gentle intentions for the months ahead. These could include focusing more intentionally on your physical health, committing to spending regular time immersed in nature, or making space to nurture your innate creativity through art, music, writing, or whatever calls to you. Importantly, these don't need to be grand, overwhelming resolutions that set you up for disappointment. Small, meaningful, and sustainable steps are what truly add up and create lasting change over time. Now, let's circle back to the night sky and talk more about those captivating Urzid meteors. While the Urzids aren't typically the most prolific or dramatic meteor shower of the year, observers usually see around 5 to 10 meteors per hour at peak. They can still deliver some truly breathtaking sights under the right conditions. These meteors appear to radiate from a point near the constellation Ursa Minor, the Little Dipper, which makes them relatively easy to locate if you know where to look. To maximize your experience, bundle up warmly in layers. Find a dark location, far away from the light pollution of cities and towns, and give your eyes at least 20 to 30 minutes to fully adjust to the darkness. This simple act of patience often rewards you with a much richer view of the stars and any passing meteors. It's a profoundly peaceful activity that directly connects you to the vastness of the cosmos, reminding us how small yet interconnected we all are in this immense universe. There's something almost spiritual about witnessing a meteor streak brilliantly across the sky. It can feel like a personal reminder that we are part of something infinitely larger, more ancient, and more wondrous than our daily concerns. As we transition specifically into December 22nd, many people intuitively notice how the overall energy begins to feel subtly yet distinctly different. The solstice has officially passed, and symbolically, the forces of light are now gaining ground day by day. In spiritual and metaphysical communities, this post-solstice period is often associated with heightened awareness and synchronicities, such as repeatedly noticing angel numbers like 1111 on clocks, license plates, or receipts during these reflective times. Many interpret this as a gentle cosmic nudge to stay fully present in the moment, to align your thoughts with positivity and possibility, or to pay attention to your inner guidance. Whether you personally encounter 1111 or another repeating sequence, let it serve as a simple prompt to pause, take a deep cleansing breath, and consciously focus on what truly matters most to your heart and soul, culturally and spiritually. This precise time of year beautifully overlaps with a wide array of holidays and traditions from around the world, all of which emphasize themes of light overcoming darkness, the importance of family and community, and the spirit of generosity. From the progressive lighting of menorah candles during Hanukkah, to adorning Christmas trees with twinkling lights and glowing ornaments, to the warm glow of Kwanzaa Kinara flames, there's a universal thread weaving through these celebrations. The deliberate act of bringing brightness, hope, and illumination into the heart of the darkest season. And the beauty is that you don't need to belong to any specific tradition to participate in this energy. You can create your own meaningful rituals and customs. For example, consider baking something comforting and aromatic, like spiced gingerbread, cookies, or cinnamon rolls, and sharing them warmly with neighbors, friends, or even strangers in need. Or take a mindful walk at dusk, paying close attention to how the first stars begin to emerge one by one against the deepening twilight. These small acts of kindness and presence foster deeper connection, spark joy, and remind us of our shared humanity. Let's explore even more practical and inspiring ways to make the absolute most of this powerful transitional energy surrounding the solstice and December 22nd. Beginning with gratitude practices, make it a daily ritual in the evenings leading up to the solstice, and continuing afterward to list just a few specific positives from your day, no matter how small they seem. This consistent practice has been shown to literally rewire your brain over time, shifting your default mindset from scarcity or negativity toward one of abundance, appreciation, and openness to life's blessings. Another wonderful idea is to declutter even a small space in your home, perhaps a single drawer, a shelf, or a corner of a room. The physical act of clearing out objects, papers, or clothing that no longer spark joy or serve a purpose creates energetic space for fresh opportunities and beginnings to flow in, perfectly mirroring the seasonal shift from darkness back toward light. Nature, as always, plays a central and symbolic role during this time. Evergreen trees, shrubs, and plants remain vibrantly green and alive even through the harshest winter conditions, serving as powerful emblems of resilience, endurance, and eternal life. Bring some of that energy indoors by gathering fresh evergreen branches, crafting or purchasing a wreath, or keeping a small potted evergreen plant in your living space. Every glance at it can serve as a gentle reminder of your own inner strength and ability to thrive, regardless of external circumstances. If you're fortunate enough to have snow in your area, a quiet solo walk through freshly fallen snow can be deeply meditative and restorative. Listen to the soft crunch beneath your boots. Feel the crisp air filling your lungs. Notice the profound stillness that often accompanies a snowy landscape. It's an experience that grounds you firmly in the present moment and reconnects you with the natural world. For those with families or close circles of friends, this is an ideal time to gather around a shared meal and intentionally share stories. Talk openly about your favorite memories from the year that's passing, or excitedly discuss dreams, hopes, and aspirations for the future. Consider lighting candles on the dinner table as a symbolic way to honor the returning light and create a warmer, more intimate atmosphere. Children, in particular, often love hearing tales about how ancient peoples celebrated the sun's return with bonfires, songs, dances, and offering stories that connect them to something timeless and magical. On a deeply personal level, the Days following the winter solstice represent prime time for setting intentions rather than rigid, pressure-filled goals. Think of intentions as gentle guides or north stars that help direct your energy and choices. Perhaps you feel called to commit to more consistent self-care practices, such as carving out time to read uplifting books, listening to inspiring podcasts, or establishing a simple daily meditation routine. If you're new to meditation, there are countless free apps, YouTube guided sessions, or online resources that can ease you into it without overwhelm. The key is to focus on building small habits that genuinely nourish your mind, body, and spirit as the daylight gradually lengthens and strengthens, astronomically speaking. In the days and weeks post-solstice, the sun's path across the sky begins to climb noticeably higher each day. By late December, many people start to observe that sunsets are occurring just a little bit later than they were at the solstice. And by January, the accumulated change becomes much more apparent and uplifting. Pair this gradual return of daylight with the often crystal clear winter skies, and stargazing becomes an especially rewarding pursuit. Look eastward in the evening for brilliant planets like Jupiter shining prominently, or southward to spot the bold, unmistakable constellation of Orion rising with its distinctive belt of 3 stars. These celestial sights can fill you with awe and perspective, reminding you of the reliable rhythms of the universe. Many people around the world find additional inspiration by learning about and incorporating elements from diverse global traditions. In Japan, for example, the tradition of toji involves soaking in hot baths scented with yuzu citrus fruits on or around the solstice, believed to bring cleansing, good health, and fortune for the coming year. In Iran, the ancient festival of Yalda marks the longest night, with families staying up late together, reading poetry, especially from the poet Hafizin, red fruits like pomegranates and watermelon, to symbolize the crimson hues of dawn, and sharing stories to celebrate the victory of light. These varied customs all beautifully highlight the universal themes of community, optimism, and the enduring human spirit in the face of darkness. As we collectively head toward the dawn of a brand new year, I invite you to carry this profound solstice spirit forward with you in your heart. The core message of this season is both simple and eternally powerful. Even in the deepest, longest darkness, light always, without fail, returns. Challenges and difficulties, no matter how intense, inevitably pass. Growth, healing, and transformation emerge from periods of stillness and introspection. You, just like the sun and the seasons, are inherently resilient and fully capable of renewal, rebirth, and radiant new beginnings. If you're watching this video around December 21st or 22nd or anytime close to it, I wholeheartedly encourage you to step outside tonight if the weather allows. Look upward at the vast canopy of stars, breathe in the cool, invigorating night air deeply, and allow yourself to fully feel that quiet, subtle magic that permeates this time. Make a silent wish for the year ahead, or simply bask in profound appreciation for the beauty of this exact moment in time. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart, for joining me on this immersive journey through the winter solstice and the luminous, hopeful aftermath that follows, especially on December 22nd. If anything I've shared today resonated with you on any level, please give this video a thumbs up to let me know. Share your own personal reflections, experiences, or traditions in the comments below. I genuinely love reading each and every one of them and connecting with you all. And consider subscribing if you'd like to see more content exploring how to find wonder, meaning, and magic in everyday life. and the eternal rhythms of nature. Wishing you abundant warmth that reaches your bones, deep and lasting peace that settles in your soul, and ever-increasing light in all the days, weeks, and months ahead. See you soon in the next video.